Hello, people. Hello, Coastal Ants, Martin, Clover Snake, Lord Nobody, Nico Ants, Atur. How is everybody doing? And stuff. Let's see, is it all working? Is it all working? I, of course, have some trouble with my own setups. Nice. There we go. You're doing fine. That's great. It's Fuzz. Hello, Fuzz. The big question is, what is Fuzz eating today? Hello, Noah. Arizona Ant Keeper. It's been a while. You were doing some woodwork. Ah, cool. Now, let's see. I hear myself in my backup. Hello, Koa Pang'ang. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Else, I'm sorry. I am eating pizza. My first time coming at this time. What time is it for you? Because it's way earlier for you, right? Here it's 8 in the evening. If one of you guys... Oh, I am still... I'm sorry. I'm still a little bit sick, but sick. My throat is still hurting a little. So let's see how that goes. But hey, Antimatters is on a roll. He has been active. He has some really cool streams. If you want to see leafcutter stuff, you should watch Antimatters. The stream from, was it, Jake, 2 days ago? With just the leafcutters? Okay, well, let's start with the channel favorite. Well, one of the channel favorites, but let's start with Rita. Last week we had Nikita there a lot because Nikita left us and is now in a beautiful spot over. Thanks, Arizona Endkeeper. In a beautiful spot at Martin. Fuzz, if you would be so kind, in this description is the Ko-fi link. Hey, Mike, what's up? Here, everything is great. And as the title said, I am going to share some secrets, and I'm going to tell some secrets or some stuff about secrets, but not tell you everything, maybe? Let's see. You want the secrets. Of course, of course. Thank you, Fuzz. No spamming, please. So, guys, we are using Ko-fi because why are we doing this? If you want to help the channel out, or you want to, you know that all the things, all the donations and all the money from YouTube is going into new colonies. But YouTube actually takes a big part of your earnings, between 45 and 55%. While Ko-fi, you can choose if you put 0 or with a little advertisement, you can do 5%. So that's way better. That's why we set up a Ko-fi account. So should we start with one of the secrets? I was thinking maybe we can get some blue butts again. Whoop, let's change the lighting a little bit. So I gave them some mealworms, but also some blue sugar water. Yeah, YouTube is a bit cheeky. Well, not just a little bit cheeky, but the nest is packed. Look at this brood pile. They are really growing in numbers, which is awesome. But one of the things, of course, you guys know that I sold Nikita. Of course, we got some donations. So actually, one of the secrets is, and I'm not going to say everything yet, but I have a couple of papers full of secrets here. We are getting 2 new queens and 1 new colony in the next week. Exactly, Andy Mattis. What's the postman bringing? Well, 2 queens and 1 colony. And another secret that we can put next to that is 2 the queens, they are fine. But the colony needs a new setup. So, you guys all know the drill. If you want to see a special species or you want to see something again or you have questions, go for it. Else I'll just be grabbing stuff out of the Viv in the order that fits me. You want to see the Singularis. Okay, well, first I am grabbing these girls because they are making a mess again. Yes, it's the trap jaws. And I also have a small issue for the trap jaws. I just found out that my fruit fly culture died. So I hope... Hey, are they walking with larvae? Yeah. I hope that they also take dead fruit flies. Because I don't have any buffalo worms or anything else. I have mealworms. We could try a small cricket that I help it a little bit before I put it in. But yeah, they started plastering again. So they took out or they put sand in the bottom of the liquid feeder, and then it just overflows. Cheeky bastards. White cotton and blue sponge, which is better for a test tube? Well, that's a big discussion. I think you have to try it for yourself what suits you. Yes, there is less chance with fungus with a blue sponge. But there's a lot of ant species that have problems drinking through the sponge. So I go for cotton. And that's also, yeah. You'll see mostly cotton on my my stuff. Okay, so new drinker in there. Team cotton, yeah. I am just going to drop some of the dead fruit flies in there, and hopefully they'll, for Messors, okay. Whoa, okay. I might have overdone that. The question is, are they picking them up or not? Cotton for the win. Well, I guess that's your answer. They are looking. Oh, they're taking them in the nest. Okay. So fine. Big campos will chew chunks off. Not only big campos. Tetramorium bicarinatum, there was blue specks everywhere. It was really bad. And yeah, dinner's ready. Well, it's on a platter. So I think in 1 or 2 setups you will still see blue sponges, but most of it I am back to. I'm looking in the Viv now. I think only only the Singularis, which was asked for. So they have found the food. Hello, Mutafine. Well, here we go. That is actually the last one. Or better yet, bye. But the big question is, of course, how are the Singularis doing? Is the brood still alive? You guys ready? I peaked this afternoon. No, leaf cutters haven't been on yet. They are doing amazing. By the way, guys, check out how gently it will be less gray under them. You can see the water pull through the gypsum. Yeah, there is very white cocoons, and there is more. There are more larvae. Queen looks happy, and I said before that we had a small die-off with workers. Completely stopped. Haven't had a dead worker in 3 to 4 weeks now. How often do you need to water the nest? Depends on the species, depends on the circumstances where you keep your ants, because mine are in a viv, which of course heats them and the water can evaporate a bit faster, but most of them I water 2 times a week, just with feeding. But some of the gypsum blocks, 1 time a week is enough. So it's, but you can see it when the white tongue turns too white, it's too dry. Where are my tweezers? Yeah, they are so pretty, but also look how massive that queen is. Okay. And meanwhile, I'm preparing some food for them in the background. Wait until you get Atta. Yeah. Well, I want to try different species. But first, I need the Lundy to do okay. Yeah, sorry there was no video this week, but I was too sick most of the week. So I skipped one. Okay, so food in the outworld. Oh, they're already running with it. Where did it go? Oh, it's in the connector. Okay. So these are doing fine. I saw a question. How is Beasley doing? Beasley is doing good, but I did see some dead workers in the outworld, so let's grab Beasley. Tinkercad 2026. Okay. To be honest, I know that there's a new option in Tinkercad for easier drawing. Haven't used it at all. So, Beasley, before I open up the nest, I'm gonna see if I can grab some of this stuff. Whoa, okay, that went way better than I thought. Some junk out of there. Why? Oh, that's actually the big light. Okay, there's a few dead workers out there. I don't know what these guys are doing because these are still alive. But let's see how we are doing in here. Are you ready for some action? Oh, that's not the way to go. Whoa, some of the brood from last week hatched. Look at those numbers. That's way more than last week. Oh, I would love for these guys to grow humongous really fast because I would love to put these ones in a large wooden nest. Come on, let's try to clean the outworld a little bit, but they are so skittish. This is Camponotus vagus. What I find pretty about them is that the queen is full black. Vagus, yeah. And this colony is called Beasley. And that's actually a gaming buddy of mine, and it was the first subscriber of the channel. What do you think, guys? Is it time again for a new secret? Is it time for a new secret? The reaction time of YouTube sometimes is so long. Okay. I mean, if you don't want to, it's fine. I can keep the secrets to myself. Sometimes. I mean, I'm not very good at it, but yeah. I'll wait a little just to rile you guys up a bit, I guess. Okay. No new secrets then. It's quiet today. in the chat. Okay, time for the next explosion. I don't know exactly what happened, but look at this. They are everywhere. Martin, maybe not. I might also have some other things to share. And I'm not telling everything. I'm not going to tell everything. Of course not. Hello, Cyril Cool Ninja. Yep. Crematogaster Singularis. Yeah, in a second. These are great for testing nest metatine because they are actually destroying the white tongue. So that's fun. I gotta give these girls a new tube. I already saw that. It's almost empty. But if you can also see that they're in the top of the other one. But we're gonna gently tap them out. No escapees, no, but they are trying. The trick is to, of course, have several barriers in place. And with this setup, there's two ways you can do that. One is with a lid, and one is with the hydration plugs. And I'm going for the lid. The only thing with the lid is now, if I take the lid off, I have to pay attention that they're not running out of the hydration ports. But that's fine. So again, brood. And I can see that they are already over there, but there's a big hole over there. There's a hole over there. And they actually somehow managed to get through the white tongue there. And by the looks of it, I need to... There's actually also some space between there. Can I tighten that screw? Nope. There are some what do you call them again? The cleaning bugs are in there. They are getting to the hydration hole, but when you have the lid on, they cannot get out. Or you can get the plugs. So you can actually plug the hole with the hydration plugs if you don't keep a lid on them. Well, was there something else than a springtail running around? I know that I put springtails in there, but design idea, an extra hole in the lid for the plug. No, I had that question before, but then people will forget about it. And you don't, if you put the lid on it, you don't need the plug. And it also partially takes away the effect of the red acrylic. So, putting some food in the outworld, but You see how many are in there? You see how many are in there? Look at the outworld. They are so active. Sadly, I do see some casualties. They haven't been able to pick up the lid. They're going for the drinks. I would really like to take that plate out, but... Hello, Nelius. No, the Temnos have not been on yet. Okay, we have one escapee. I guess it's time for a new barrier. But I am almost out of PTFE. When you need a bigger ant colony to move something like a plastic lid. Hello, Rebecca. Yes. Yeah. I guess somebody wants to see. Yeah, I guess so. Hello, Matthias. By the way, guys, we need a few more subs for 1,500. Did you see that? I am so amazed by it. You love ants. They're brilliant little creatures. Well, welcome to the channel. We have lots of videos on ants. We do a live stream every Sunday evening. And I own a shop, The Crafting Ant, where you can buy supplies for ants. Okay, well, as always, active. Yeah, I sell housing. I sell appliances like tweezers, stuff like that. All the nests that you are seeing in this live stream, you can buy at the shop, and we ship worldwide. So, let's take a look at our Rice Krispies. Still so much brood. Yeah, brood floor. The Messors are doing fine. I'll show them in a bit. This is Temnophorix nilandri, or acorn ants. A very small species. This colony is actually called the Dangleberries. And they had quite an adventure on the channel already. They lived in an acorn, they lived in a walnut, they lived in a piece of twig, and now they are living inside our small flex nest with a white tongue insert. No, it's always the same route. So it's eggs and pupae, but the eggs, you can see them. You can see some eggs over there, but they're tiny. but they do have the same stages. We have bigger ones, Rebecca. They'll be on in a bit. Okay, so next up, Messors. The Messors. So first back to Rita and Irritators. Rebecca, these are already a bit bigger. These are Campanotus, and these workers are around 8 millimeters. So, our seed lovers. Are Messor barbarus. These ones are actually, for their species, pretty clean. They gather the seeds from this side. They leave their seeds in the feeding corridor. And they only have a couple in the nest that they crack open and make the end bread from. But actually, in the outworld, it's pretty easy to get all the stuff out because they throw it on one side of the nest. The only thing that I'm worried about, which they are also known for, is that they are going to put their number twos everywhere. But for now, it's pretty clean. And the brood pile is getting bigger and bigger. Me at a time. Don't tell people to get gigas. So, brood pile. It's bananas. Yeah, but for now, these ones are actually pretty clean. I do want to offer them some other seeds. What do you guys think? Okay, I'm going to put the lid back on because they're running outside again with all the brood. What do you think? I have a feeder there with chia seeds. Should I put a feeder with some mixed seeds next to it and see what they take? I could fit more in there. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put a second one next to it. Let's go with green. Yeah, I need to take some seeds out, but as long as they are not, how do you call it, coming out, there's no problem in them to having too many seeds. So, we got ourselves, oh, very nice. Don't flip it the wrong way. Sprouting, yeah, that's it. So, as long as they are not sprouting, it's fine. And since we only keep a small portion of the nest hydrated, it's not really an issue. So this is the new and upgraded version of the seed feeder. Thanks to some input from our Messor man, Fuzz. I made some changes to the design. Yeah, but molding again is also something that only happens with humidity. As long as it's dry, it's fine. So, let's see what they think of that. We're going to see that next week, probably. First, I need to clean a little bit, because I threw seeds everywhere. And while I'm cleaning that, let's go for... Some people already saw it maybe on the Discord, because I have shared it for a nest design that I really like for Messors. Is a mesh nest. So we all know the mesh nest. But now, as you can see, the mesh is way tighter. Are there still holes? Of course, there are still holes. Where do I have a light? How can I show you guys real quick? But there is enough holes in there. The dimension of this is outside is 13, so inside is 12 by 50. But then we did a poll on the Discord, and I redesigned the small mesh nest. The mesh dimensions. Well, there was a problem that I had with the last design, that the holes were too big, and ants were able to start biting stuff and get through. So that's why we made it smaller. But since we were busy on them anyway, there's also now the large version. And the large version is going to have a special bottom tray, because you know that for the double one, or for the medium, you have 2 sections, but the large one will have 3 sections, and you can choose yourself how you want the sections to be. So you have the 3 exits, you have 2 large chambers, and you have 2 smaller chambers. So for instance, what I could do is say, okay, I'll put the big chamber in the back. This side will be for the wet side, so for the brood, and this side will be dry for the seeds. These ones will be in the shop soon. These are already being tested. So that was one of the secrets. Mesh nest upgrade coming soon. Okay, on to the next colony. Yeah. So, another small species. Guess the species. Lasius flavus. Yes, this is our 2 queen colony. The other queen is just over the edge there. And They are loving their new setup. This is the small white tongue teardrop size. And yes, these ones will also be joining the shop real soon. Together with you have the the small size with the large chamber. Then you have this teardrop, the medium, and the large is being tested at the moment, and they will be added to the shop within a month. Yeah, gypsum. Sorry, did I say something else? This is the small gypsum teardrop. White tongue. No, sorry. It's we have the same shape in white tongue, but this is the gypsum. Sorry. Hello. Welcome. I am not going to try to pronounce your name because I don't know your alphabet, but welcome to the stream. Are you an ant keeper? By the way, Sadie, are you still there? You want the harps? Sure. So the harps have been on a rampage. After the harps, the cutters. Well, after the harps, I'm first going to do the Diversa because else I'm going to get in trouble with my Viv. The harps and Diversa are packed tightly in the same shelf. After that, I will do the leaf cutters. So the harps. Let's see how they are doing. But we kind of already know from last week that they are booming. But they have been eating crickets this week. It's bananas. I have been feeding them constantly, and they would just empty the outworld within a few hours. While you guys are watching, I'm cleaning some debris out of the outworld. Because they are really good at stuffing all the stuff that they don't need back into the outworld, which makes them actually very easy to clean. So hydrate the nest. As you can see, there are still crickets in there that are paralyzed. But there is going to be another explosion soon. And still lots of larvae lying around. I don't see any new eggs at the moment, but Okay. Look at the gaster of this one. That gaster, if it turns around, by the way, that's another elate, a female. That gaster, if she turns around, that gaster is way lighter than the other ones. Can you turn for me? You can already see it now. It's way lighter than the other ones. I don't remember seeing that before. I know that the last part of the gaster on all of them is lighter, but I've never seen it this light. Okay, well, I'm gonna put in a few crickets and then we can continue. There we go. One's in there. This box is almost empty. Still a few under the lid, of course. They're looking at you guys. They look so amazing. I still think in some way they are the creepiest ants, but they're also the most beautiful ants. Okay, I am going to get the Diversa now, and then we have time for the leaf cutters. Haha, there you are. I was calling for you, Sadie. So you didn't answer, so I waited with the pink. So the Diversa, I am loving them at the moment, and I'll show you why. So I'm gonna take a cricket and I'm gonna put it in the outworld inside one of their trails, so that they get picked up really fast. But you should see the response. Okay, you guys ready? There we go. So I make sure that the ants find them right away. I'm gonna take this plate off real quick. Oh, there's one ant on there. But you can see that they have already spread the word, there's food. And the movement will start picking up. Okay, they found them. Only one? Is that not bad for Diversa? What do you mean, only one? Only one cricket. No, I feed them several a day. But if I put more in there now, the effect that I want to show you guys is gone. So one of them is going to report back to the nest. And then we are going to see a trail really soon there. The one on the tray, I already put it back. You can already see that they are starting to move more rapidly. So that means that the pheromones for prey are already out. And soon you will see more ants coming out of the nest. Just look at the amount of ants that are. That's the first major. Second major. Yeah, the response. Now they're gonna make sure that the cricket is dead, but I already helped it, so it's dead. And then when they are satisfied, they are gonna pick it up and drag it into the nest, and that's gonna be within minutes. So let's see. What secrets did I already tell you guys? Oh yeah, we talked about the shop, about the new gypsum. Well, some of you know it, but some of you don't yet know it. But substrate is going to be added soon, really soon, probably this week. I'm just waiting for one last color of sand. Large tweezers are going to be added. And for the video of this week, I had to engrave the outworld again. And I am going to add the engraving function to the website. So at first it's going to be just for outworlds, but maybe later on also for nests. For a small extra fee, you can have your name or something else engraved in the lid of your outworld. I already did it for a couple of people, and yeah, we're going to add that to the shop. So the shop is going to have some upgrades in the next couple of weeks. I have some other products coming, but I need everything tested before we push along with those. Depends on the species, Koa. This response is just bananas. Jake, are you still there? You need to get your stuff back on online, dude. I want to buy the super pooter and the bin. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if we're gonna move them already, so we're gonna take a quick peek into the nest. And as you can see, come on. There is not a lot of room left. The queen is in there somewhere. So somewhere soon, I am, well, the tetra for the bin, yeah. I kind of copied the idea from the bin yesterday with a plastic cup. But these girls, I am probably going to give a new gypsum medium real soon. Because, well, it's starting to pile up in here. I don't see the bottom. I don't see the queen. Which is great. But, yeah. Okay. Let's go back to these because the move has started. It's so epic to see. the strength that those ants have. Pull, pull. The thing is, you don't really see it move, but it does move. Now they're swinging the backside. Yeah, now they're picking up pace. And that's just funny because you see them drag the whole thing inside, and then a few hours later, there's just pieces of shell being brought out. And that's it. The rest is just gone. Diversa, leaf cutters are really something else. But if you want to stay in the same corner for a while, these ants are beautiful. The start can be a bit hard, but when you get them going like now, perfect. Do they have a trash mount? Yes. You can see it in top of the screen. I'll twist it up a little bit. In the back there, that's where they put all their trash and their dead workers. Okay, I'm gonna keep you guys over here, and I'll get the first pod of leaf cutters. Yeah, that's true, but the it's just like nesting and everything. That's really different for leaf cutters. Okay, well, the Diversa have come to a halt again, and I left the stream for a very long time, but this is going nowhere. I've been doing this for a couple of times already in the Discord. So if you want to see this more often, go to the Discord channel. And come to think of it, Fuzz, we should make for the notifications, like the shop notifications, we should also do a live notification. So that I can just say that we're going live and people who want to be notified for it get a notification. No, the Fusca have not been on yet. Okay, leaf cutters. This is one of the Lundies. This is actually the first colony that we got. And they are doing awesome. It's a bit hard to see. I hope that I can get the camera a bit better. Inside that chamber is the queen. I'm not sure if she has brood or anything because she doesn't come out anymore. And the hole is so small that I am not able to get my camera and light in there. So I hope so, that there's brood in there. So for the people that don't know the story, I bought this colony from Ilias, but on arrival the fungus was really bad and it started to die off, and Ilias right away says okay, I'm going to send you fungus. And I said, well, if you're sending me fungus, let's go bananas. And I bought an extra colony. And I bought this colony from my own money. It's not coming from because this money came from the donations. The other colony I paid for myself, but I need to test these nests. That's why I did that. What do you feed them? I feed them dandelion. I feed them butterfly bush. I feed them dried leaves, dried rose petals, sorry, and bramble. And it's just what I can get that day. I'll give them, and they cut everything. Martin, don't forget, this is the one with the bigger cup, or with the donation fungus, so it's a bit bigger. On to the second colony, where we have smaller workers, smaller fungus, and you can also see that the queen is actually out foraging. Frozen peas all winter. Yeah, which works really good. But we didn't cut our butterfly bush, so I could have gotten leaves from them the whole time. Paardenbloem. I also give them oats, by the way. They also love that. Ah, that's cool, Fuzz. It's good that you're a moderator, else you would have been you would have get a reaction now from the bot. But yeah, this fungus is way smaller, but there's only 4 or 5 workers. As you can see now, 5. 1 left, 1 right, 3 on top. And then the queen. So yeah. But they're doing fine. So now the setup that you guys probably want to see, which I'm really happy with. But I need to take this one away because I need the room for a second. And yes, I am able to pick it up at once. And now I'm going to give you guys the best view of the house. So this is our donor fungus. And to keep the donor fungus alive during shipping, the fungus is shipped with live workers. And normally you just get rid of them. But I was like, okay, but could I use them to test my nest? And I actually already had a discussion with Ilias. Or there was also a brood in there. Or he said, maybe I even scooped out the queen or something. Well, I didn't see it when I was unpacking it. But there are a lot of workers. And they are still building up the fungus. Which I'll show you guys now. Because this is the setup now. We have a trash chamber. We have a feeding chamber. And I need to get some leaves. And then we have the fungus pod. And the fungus is the size of a tennis ball at the moment, for reference. And the funny thing is, let me grab the cup, if I can find it. Because I don't really understand, for reference, all the workers and the starting fungus came in this cup. The fungus that is in there now would take 3 of these cups. But all these workers, I mean, they're circling in there. They're in there. They're in there. There's a ton of them on the fungus. There's more running around there. There's more running around there. Mierentuin, I have to say, now with the tubing and everything, it is one of the most satisfying things to watch. So, yeah. Okay, I don't have any normal leaves in there, but I am going to put some rose petals in there. And as I said before, the rose petals that I bought, it is actually just organic tea. And my girlfriend was like, really? So we actually made rose petal tea this afternoon. Well, I think for the next round of ants for the donations, it will be another leafcutter colony. And as I said before, when both Lundy are doing great, I will also be selling one of the Lundy, and that money will also go back into a new colony. And I would really like to try another species of leafcutters. The tea was nice. Yeah. No, rose tea actually tastes nice. It was good. It was better than I expected. So, yeah. It's so cool to see. Because the rose leaves are now everywhere. But you can actually see that they are cutting it into smaller pieces and then just putting it on the fungus in small pieces so that the fungus can grow. Hey, Rupford. But just look at the size of this fungus. It's just a tennis ball. And I got the word from Ilias that it is now big enough to take the cup off. And yeah, they are just awesome. Yeah, this is the queenless colony. But I talked to Ilias, and it's still strange how many workers are still here. So he might have given me fungus with brood in it. Maybe that's the reason why there are still more workers, but yeah, it's cool. And I'm gonna keep them alive until, I mean, when the fungus will start crashing and a lot of ants will be dying at once, then yeah, I will help them a little, because that's not worthy. But for now, it's a safe backup for my for my other colonies. If somebody else in the Netherlands needs a quick boost, I can help them out. I said the same to Lynn, for instance, if she needs something. I can help her out. And of course, it's great for testing the setups. Okay, but enough talking. Let's get back to feeding. Sadie, are you ready? Other people, are you ready? Get your sunglasses. Oh, thanks, Rafford. Pink unicorn. Do-do-do-do-do. There we go. It's the Pink Pony Club. I don't know if anybody knows the song. It's about something completely different. Yeah, Mierentuin, this is the special edition of the small nest. This is my daughter's colony of Lasius niger that she has caught herself in September with late nuptial flights. And I feed them on Sunday and she feeds them on Wednesday. And it's so much fun. On Wednesday, she's also allowed to have other playmates over, and then she will be all happy and show the other kids, look, these are my ants. And most kids are like, wow, what's that? But another classmate actually has one of the Lasius niger colonies that was in our VIF before. Okay, let's check the nest. The nest was a bit big for their group. As you can see, it's a reused white tongue. But it's Niger. They kind of live everywhere. Can you show the Fuscas? Yes, in a big. Hey, Messor mix. So we need to sort this, Sadie. So, pink Lasius niger. I should see if I can get like purple petals or something, pebbles, like tiny rocks. If I can put purple stuff in there, my daughter's gonna explode. Fusca. I need to start making some nameplates or something because I'm mixing up colonies. But oh yeah, Martin was here to pick up Nikita, and then my daughter was here and she was really proud in showing off her nest. So, Formica Fusca, there's one in the outworld. Oh, there she is. Let's see, but I kind of already know if it's still a mess in there. And yes, it's a mess. But numbers are going up, which is awesome. Yep, new workers and still brood. A lot of these species I put in the wrong white tongue. This is the big chamber. I should have put them in the teardrop. Okay, come to talk about it. Time for another secret. Da-da-da-da-da. Because I also heard Sadie talk about it. We had a conversation this afternoon. That a lot of people actually don't like nests and they like test tube setups. I am currently working on a secret project for test tubes. So, sneak peeks will appear on the Discord server. Now it's all in drawing. It's not yet printed. It's going to. Hey, Dan! Are you already back in the Netherlands, my dude, or are you still on the other side of the world? But Sadie, it's going. I can tell you it's going to be something funny, but it's also going to be useful, I think. You arrived back this morning. Ah, that's good, dude. That was some good music you shared. I'm happy with that. Making his own tubes? No, but you're jet lagged, I can imagine, yeah. No, but it's going to be a tube setup that is, of course, going to be modular. And, of course, it's going to be connectable to an outworld and everything. Thanks for hopping in, Dan. Don't forget to like. And I'll talk to you later, bro. Okay. Time for another mess. Guess the species. Is there one stuck in the... Yeah. I gave them some jelly a few days ago. The messy manica, yeah. I gave them some jelly, but they don't seem to like it, and I think the one in the front is stuck. But they have a huge pile of trash. Of course. First one, worker. Get back in there. Oh, we're not giving up on that worker. Come on. Why is it always that when I want to grab some of the junk that's in there, you're going to sit on top of it? What about you people? Are your ants trained? Do they leave you alone when you give them something to eat? Well, maybe they want something to eat. Should I do that? Yeah, that's true, but there were already a few on my tweezers. So that was the banging that you heard. I'm happy to say that my supply of mealworms is getting to a more manageable amount. Okay, food time. Let's see if they are they actually... No. I thought they were all off. So, while we are trying to get the attention to them, yes, no, I'm trying to make room in my Viv, but yeah, this colony needs an upgrade. But I want to do that in together with an update video, because this is the colony that I'm doing the challenge with, and I was also doing this with Tsuga ants, but sadly his colony is no more. But I do want to continue with this colony. Come on. There you go. When are you getting Crematogaster again? What do you think, Sadie? Sadie is a bit pissed at me that I said goodbye to the Crematogaster. Well, the nest is also still occupied. And as you can see, I had to put another lid on there, and this was a lid with an error. But I was like, okay, I can use it in my own setups. There we go. Not pissed, just concerned about your judgment. But we had the discussion today. It's hard to pick which species you have to say goodbye to get something else. Well, another let's do a secret again. You can get them back anytime you want. Thank you, Martin. So I did a quick counting. What we have at the moment. We have 26 colonies. And we have 21 species. So 26 colonies and 21 species. And next week, we are going to add 3 more species and 3 more colonies. So they are really happy that I gave them some food. It's like they haven't had food in like for years. It was Wednesday, guys. Wednesday. Okay, on to the next. Another Viv. Yeah, I was saying the same thing, but then at the end of the years, I'm gonna have like 4 or 5 Vivs. So. Okay. As I said before, we now have 2 different sizes in gypsums. This is the large chamber, and the tetras don't like the large chamber. You know what the tetras like to do? The tetras like to eat through the cotton, flood the whole feeding corridor, and then just go live in there. Tetra style. Guys, where am I going to put your new water tube now then? Well, where? And yes, that's a pile of brood. Like, come on! So, I need to test something. Can I actually put a tube in the outworld from this angle? Yes, I can. Okay. I want to do it in the way it's supposed to do. So I am going to put a new tube in there, and the tube that's in there, I'm going to drop in the outworld. And then I'll figure that out later. So, are you guys and girls ready for a disaster? Yes. I have my vacuum ready and my tweezers. So I'm going to pull this tube out, place this tube in, and then throw it in the outworld. Yes? Ready? This is such a bad idea. 1, 2, 5. Okay. Can I empty it? No, there's too much brood in there. Okay. No ants escaped. And we have a new water tube. And I hope that they will empty out the tube. But I'm not sure. Oh, the struggles of an ant keeper. It would have been a great idea if I took that smiley tray out before I did this. Tubes is lost forever. Nah. I heard a cool trick from somebody. I just need to put an ice pack under it. And guys and girls, I can tell you that girl really likes Crematogaster. So you might know who it is. I was thinking of selling these girls, but I am thinking of using them for a small test very soon before selling them. So, what a disaster. Okay, let's move on to the next colony. If you guys have any requests, let me know. No requests? Okay, no for Messor time. No for Messor Coccarelli. And brood. Okay, there we go. They are really enjoying this setup. No, I had two queens. One died, and one I sold before I had any big content on the channel. I'm starting business, and somebody came up to me that wanted to Ligniperda, so I sold it. Ah, cool. Oh, the queen is big. That's cool. And the colors are nice too. Feeding response. But this colony, together with the trap jaws, will be leaving us soon. Okay. On to the next. Where are they going? The Nova Messor and the Trap Jaws are from Stein, from the Ant Merchant. So they are going back to the Ant Merchant. But to be honest, I would love me some Nova Messor. So I am going to put a poll on the Discord today, tomorrow, I'm not sure when. You guys have to help me decide what I'm going to do with this setup. Because they have been a pain the last few weeks. These are lateralis, and as you can see, they had a nest in the twig, but the colony is getting too big, so now the brood is under the twig. The big question is, are we going to put them in a nest with a wooden insert? Are we going to put them in a nest with a gypsum insert, with a white tongue insert? Or are we going to connect another large outworld and give them a new piece of twig? So keep it a natural setup. A medium wood nest. And that's the thing. I'm not sure if a medium wood nest is big enough. It's not a small. The question is medium or large. Because I'm going to show you guys from this angle, there is this much brood under there. And the twig is still full. The reflection is bananas. But there's just a pile of brood under there. And the twig is still full. Yeah, I could do a medium, maybe even two mediums, by the way. Okay. Well, I'm going to put the poll on the website, and yeah, then we're going to decide what. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I make enough decisions. You can make one for me. But it's a pretty cool species. The first time lapse on them when they are hollowing out this twig was just amazing to watch. But they are actually escaping this outworld. This was one of the first outworlds that I made. It was a half DIY setup. You could buy your own container, and then you would buy the inserts from me with a connector to the crafting ant stuff. But the problem is this box is actually bending open here. You can see that I can just put my nail behind it, and the ants can actually crawl out. And they have been giving me a hard time the whole week. I constantly have to push it down and push it in a little bit so that it seals. But a few days later, I would just find them again. So I need to think of something quick. We still have a connector on here, so it's the old connector. But it's yeah, we can connect a new setup here. Yeah, but I hate taping because it is handy that I can still take the lid off now. That's the thing. I was thinking maybe I should do a Velcro strip up here, strip up there, and then put the other side around it. Have my old setups have tape. That's not how it's supposed to be. So, we were talking about species that are going to leave. I decided that this colony is also going to leave. This is Harpegnathos that came the same time as Rita. And they are really pretty, and I'm really happy with them. But they are very, very slow. And don't give me a lot of content. So, if I ever figure out a way to get a bigger viv, I will get them again. A ton of brood, new eggs, larvae. The fun thing is, you might be seeing them again. So, is it already time for another secret? That's a quick guess. It's a sad secret. Yeah, that's a good idea, Nelius, but if you want to hear something about that, listen to, I don't know which one it was. It was one of the ant pods of Ant Oliver. I was in there for your dream ant setups. You should listen to that one. So the sad secret was I had a queen called Pachicondila crasinoda. It was the second largest ant from South America. I had her since February. Sadly, she only laid a few eggs. One got into larvae, but she also ate them. And yesterday, I found her dead. And the biggest secret about that was that I actually had a secret channel inside the Discord together with Ant City Hungary, because he also had one. And we were both documenting the queens so that we could actually help each other. But his queen died earlier than mine. So yeah, it's a hard species to get past founding. So yeah, sadly, she didn't make it. I will I will see that I can put a few pictures and a few videos that I do have on the Discord, but yeah, there won't be a video on them because, well, there was not enough to show, which is sad. To be honest, I was lucky with getting her. Hello, Juan. I was lucky with getting her. I traded it for a few setups. But yeah, sad secret. So I can, if you guys want to, I can set the Discord channel to public. You can see the kind of diary, but yeah, I posted the pic in Discord already, but I never said the real story. So the other secret around that is that there are still 3 secret colonies inside the Viv. But she was humongous. I managed to measure her, and she was 24 millimeters. And what are they? Well, Sadie, they are a secret. So, Renaissance. Damn, I love these girls. It's already buzzing in the outworld again. Of course, I should have cleaned it and stuff while they are still in the Viv, but damn. Booming again, booming again. Okay, let's see if we can draw their attention with some sugar water. Let them quiet down a little bit so we can take a peek in the nest. They had a really big raise in numbers right after the water disaster, but now they have slowed down again. Numbers are still rising, but not as exponential as in those weeks after. So, this is nothing compared to what they are able to do, Redford. Yeah, they have water. They have water. I learned my lesson. I check all my setups several times a week. I just walk around and check, and if they're almost empty, I'll just change them out. Okay. I was hoping that they would get off the plates, but let's give them some time on that. Let's check out the nest. Let's get some lights up here. So, most of the eggs are in the corridors again. This time they're hiding their brood a little bit more. Big-headed ants. Okay, they're all moving. They are all running out. Yep. So there's actually a ton of brood in there, and there's the queen. No, that's the word where... I thought I saw the queen there. That's majors. Where did you go? I just saw you. Queenie. Ah. There she is. The queen. You don't even have space for your current colonies. And everybody's screaming, you have to buy this, you have to buy that. But I am going to show you guys in a bit that I am creating room inside my Viv. But that's also because of other colonies that are coming and that I want to expand. So, on to the next. Rita's, the irritators are active today. It's cool to see. The nice thing is also, by the way, that the temperature will go up. So I need to put up some shelves, but I can also put some nests outside of the Viv. At least until winter. Yeah, I want to do that with more species. Because that actually works really, really well. Because the outworld doesn't need to be that warm. But then again, I don't have a lot of put longer tubing and put them on top. And I was thinking of adding for the tetras, adding an extra outworld and put it on top with long tubing. Because now there's a tube of around 30 centimeters and the activity in there is so cool to see. So I would like to have that a little bit bigger, to be honest. So these are other tetras. And as you can see, this is the teardrop gypsum. And they just like it way better. They are actually staying inside this gypsum. Smaller nests just give them a more enclosed feeling, and most ants just like it. But good that you're actually saying that, because I completely forgot. I don't know for people, if people noticed, but I added tubing to the shop. Outside I then made a 10, 15, 19, and 25. So these numbers are also still rising. This is a 2-queen colony. And they are doing great in this small setup. If they are going to outgrow this setup, I'm going to sell them, because I don't need 3 big tetra colonies. But I still have 2 assignments for them, so they need to be small for a little. So I'm not feeding them as much as the other colony. Okay, on to the next. And you guys haven't even talked about them or asked for them. What is happening? I will start with the disclaimer right now. People, some ants need to hunt. They need live food. So we have the cigar factory. It's our Neopanera phallosa. You have a cigar right there. You have larvae right there. And the worker amount is still going up, 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 and up, which is awesome. So, what do you think, guys? Is it time for another secret? So, I will be live feeding them, but first I need to get this worker off there so my hands are safe. Okay, the next secret. Friday's video will be on this lovely bunch. And there are going to be a few cool surprises. Okay, so we are going to give these ants live crickets. These are natural born hunters. And I tried a couple of times. They do not accept pre-killed food. So they are actually getting live crickets. If you don't like it, now's the time to leave. We have lost a cricket. I repeat. It's on my chair. Got it. So, the next secret, or one of the secrets, is that the next video will be on these girls. I am on a tight schedule with these girls. So, part of the filming is already done. Part of the filming will be starting tomorrow. Sadly, we do have some dead workers. While you guys are watching, I am hydrating the nest. Yeah, we've shown the Carabara already, but we have to go over to the Tetras, to the big setup. I can swing the camera around to the Diversa real quick, but I won't be opening up the nest again. I'm still afraid of stressing them out too much. So, most of the crickets are already down. As you can see, there's a lot of shells of cocoons. They are doing great. The numbers are still going up, which is just awesome. I don't know. For looks and appearance, it's hard to choose between these ones and the harps. They both hunt, they both bite, they both sting, but the harps have something stealthy but these are just, this is just aggression. I don't know. I'm really happy that we got this colony from the ant merchant. Big shout out to Stein and Hendrik for that. Okay, let's see. I think we have done our round except for the harps, or for the tetras. Yeah. Okay. Harps are cool. I like their mandibles. Yes, but I don't know. It's hard to see from this angle at the moment. These are gold. They have like a really cool golden shimmer over them. I mean, whoa. They're just really, really pretty. And size-wise, they're about the same size as harps. These ones are a bit higher up on their legs than harps. Cool thing about the harps, of course, is the jumping ability. Let me put it in a different. Let's say it differently. I'm gonna keep them both. They're both worth it. Okay, let's change the camera angle, and I have created some new mounts, so I should be able to pick off the mount that you are on now and take you guys with me. So let's give that a go. From our setup to the actual VIF, where we have, is a toilet paper on the floor? No. I have white tiles here. What's the secret species? Well, species you haven't seen. From the secret species that I have here, for one, I have to create a new setup. Cotton. Oh no, I had some tissues there because I in between cutting stuff up and taking the trash out, I clean my tweezers. So I have some tissues there with just some water, so that I can give it a quick rinse between picking up stuff and cutting up stuff. No, not in the outworld. Next to it. Oh, in the outworld was cotton. Yeah, that's cotton. They are constantly pulling on the cotton. So the numbers at the moment are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much time do you guys have? Okay, I'll do it a little bit quicker. The numbers are 3 large nests. This one is still not completely full, but there's a bunch of them in the tube. I wanted to make a split off. It failed. They are not bringing any brood in there. So I'm not going to sell a colony. I know that there's queens in there, but I'm not going to sell a colony that doesn't have brood. So I need to figure out another way to get brood in there. But I think a better idea is just to put a small nest here. And it might have been a better idea if I actually put it here and not on the feeding corridor. You think 9K? 3K a nest? Yeah. I think it's a bit less, but there's enough. Nah, there's never enough. Okay, so as Sadie already said before, you follow the tube, you go in to the tetra tunnel, and now I can close the door of the Viv, and you get out of the other side of the tetra tunnel, and you get into the outworld. And you think, what a mess. Well, if you remember last week, yesterday I cleaned out this pile. There was actually like almost 2 centimeters of trash in that corner. And you wonder, how did you do it? Well, I got a plastic cup that I put a barrier on the outside, on the bottom and on the top. And then I just scooped all the stuff in there, and all the ants that would climb out will run onto the barrier and fall down. Ants from inside the Viv, inside the outworld, could not climb up the cup because there was a barrier there. And I just left it there overnight. And this morning I could get the cup out, and there was like maybe 10 ants in there. So that worked really, really well. I am feeding these girls constantly. As you can see, there is a jello cup there. They have some other jelly in there that I used for the crickets. There is always sugar water there. You can see that there's remains from dubias. I gave them 2 dubias yesterday, and I am going to give them another dubia right now. But first, I need to make some space. I have to put one of the secrets away. Okay, one of the secrets is the Philosas are getting an awesome outworld. I'm really, really happy with it. I made it yesterday, and I've completed it today, and it's going to be epic. So I am cutting up a male dubia. I saw that I have a couple of young male dubias. I'm not even bothering with trays anymore. I know there's trays in there, but yeah, it's no use in in using trays. I have to change my dubia setup because I got tons and tons and tons of egg cartons from our big friend Martin, and I'm really happy with them. Do you ever feed the tetras live prey? Sometimes, but to be honest, they swarm, but they're not very effective or something. So if you want to see a cool swarm, look at Diversa and stuff like that. Yeah, they go in numbers. I mean, there's a piece of the dubia in the back there that is struggling, and you can see that they are just walking around it like, oh, what should we do with it? They're swarm. Yeah, it's not impressive. So, okay, Diversa I can show you a little bit, but they kind of all went into the nest because we fed them a cricket. So there's not really much to see. We're at the end of the stream, so you could go back and rewatch the stream. It's somewhere in the middle, and there was a real cool section about the Diversa giving them a live cricket. But yeah, they are resting from that. Okay, I am going to get you guys out of. I'm going to show you some things. So, setup wise, because you are constantly asking for the VIF and stuff like that. The bottom shelf, this is where the Filosa is sitting. So that's why it's empty, because it's over there. The Diversa, or the Filosa, as I already said, getting an outworld. They are going to need the space here. Then this is the Tetra shelf, but I already made an extra shelf with the Crematogaster and with the trap jaws, but the trap jaws will be leaving us. Then we have the harps and the Diversa. Then we have a secret shelf. Then we have 2 leaf cutter pods. Then we have the other leaf cutter setup. This is where Rita is. Then we have the Messor and the Singularis. Then we have a ton of small setups. And yes, I'm going to add an extra shelf here because I'm going to need it. And then here we have one where we have some space, but we're going to need it. And then this is where the other setup is, but we need to see what we are going to give the lateralis. So do we have some free space? Well, not a lot. We have a little bit over there, and we can put a shelf over there, but then, yeah. Well, I'm going to take the test tube off, and we can put the setup there, but... So we have 2 empty shelves. So that is not very, very much. Okay, I'm going to switch around. I think that the chat is still working. Am I still there? Yeah. Do you still use a heat pad at the moment? Yes, as you can see in the bottom, there's 2 heat pads. And they control the VIF. It's the same in that one. Yeah, there's controllers in there. I finally fixed the lighting in that one. It's different than over there. It's way brighter, and it's not an angle, but it's. I'm gonna try if it's better for filming. So yeah, it's not the best for this filming at least. So yeah, the bottom there is where the Filosas are. And then yeah, in the top there, you see, yeah, there's a green setup and 2 white setups. Yeah, those are the secret colonies. Ain't that cool? So, again, everyone, thank you for joining. And next video, Filosa, check out the website, new stuff coming. And no Sadie, I'm not going to show them. Thank you all for joining, and see you next time at the crafting end.